Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Lumley's World of Weather. Clicked on to long range weather forecast discussion for March 9th to the 21st. First, we're going to talk about the impending storm here for the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. What you're looking at here is the GFS. This is start of the period. This is a start. This is the 6 hours. And as we go through the time, there's the low you can see down the bottom of the screen. And there's the low. Now, this is the GFS. It brings it close. This is snow. And then we look at the European. Sees further offshore. And now here's the GFS. Now we're going to compare this to the GFS and European. They seem pretty close in proximity. And then as we go through the, now this will be Thursday. The storm will be winding down early Thursday, 1 a.m. So this is what we're indicating here. But getting into the later period, we're expecting another possible nor'easter after this one for early next week. But I'll get to that later. But we're going to talk about the pattern for March 9th to the 13th. And here's the 9th. And we have a ridge here near the Aleutians, ridge here over eastern Canada. We have a ridge here in the west, trough in the east. Now, as we go through the period, you can see the pattern doesn't change too much. We have our strong blocking. This is why we're getting those nor'easters, or it's contributing to slow down to able to strengthen more as we go through each one here. And then we're going to look at the European weeklies. This is what it shows. So the patterns forecast remain active in the east with yet another East Coast storm early next week. Okay, now we're going to go back to the GFS. And we're going to go now to, this is Sunday. Now, across this area, you can't see it. There's a lot of heavy rain. I'm going to go maybe a little bit further. Now you can see it. There'll be rain and storms across the southeast. There'll be rain, snow, wherever. This is mixed precipitation, the snow into the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. And then as we get to Monday, here's the storm. Now, let me go further here. Now you can see it down here, 996. This is Monday, and then we go further at 992. And this is the GFS taking it further out to sea. Now it looks like there'll be snow for us, or at least in the middle Atlantic and Northeast. But we'll take a look at the European. Sunday, we go into Monday. It's kind of flatter. You can see it's almost nothing. And the possible for this is it's a forecast a more amplified ridge out in the west. And the axis nudge slightly more towards the east. The high amplitude nature of the flow across the nation early next week and the fact that both the European and the GFS means are in agreement, it appears that East Coast cyclogenesis remains the more likely outcome. Precipitation is forecast from the lower Mississippi Valley to the Ohio Valley, with rain and thunderstorms across the southeast. Now for the period March 12th to 16th. Here we are at the 13th. And the pattern doesn't change very much. We still have our region of the Aleutians, trough over the eastern Pacific. We also have a trough here in the east. Still have our large positive height anomalies near Greenland and eastern Canada, ridge in the west. And as we go to the end of the period, this will be the 16th. And then we look at the rest of the models. They're in good agreement. So for this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures here. And for New England, and I'm forecasting temperature anomalies to be 6 degrees, about 6 degrees or more possible. And below normal temperatures here, and temperatures are forecast to be 4 to 6 degrees below normal. For precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here, probability of occurrence is 40 to 55%. Below normal precipitation forecast here, probability of occurrence is 40 to 55%. March 17th to 21st, I gotta slide this over a little bit. Here we are at the 17th. Now, overall the pattern remains the same, but we will have a weakening of the positive height anomalies here. They'll continue to weaken. So as we go to the end of the period, this will be 21st, see how they weaken. But we still have a trough ridge configuration here. And we look at the rest of the models, they're showing pretty much the same thing. This is I think the European ensembles. Yeah, the European ensemble except for that. And then we look at the European weeklies. Still has a trough configuration. So for this forecast period, I am forecasting below normal temperature for the West Coast states and for the East Coast. And probability of occurrence are 4 to 6 degrees below normal forecast. Above normal temperatures forecast here with anomalies of 6 degrees are forecast. And for precipitation, above normal precipitation forecast here. And for this region here, probability of occurrence will be 30 to 55%. 30% will be about here, and the higher percentage will be along the West Coast states. So that's the long range weather forecast discussion for March 9th to 21st. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.